Welcome to Gen X Redux TapeCast #1. On the radio this morning I heard Beatles' Day in the Life. And you know, there's that one line in that song, "The English Army just won the war." And it got me to thinking that it's like, that song came out in '67. He's talking about the end of World War II. Well, I think World War II. So if that, I don't know, if that song's about World War One, then I've messed up. But okay, so World War II ended 45. So he's basically talking about an event 22 years before. And man, did that make me feel old. One thing I remember as a kid was Desert Storm, 90, 91. I was in spring of freshman year of high school. I did driver's ed, and I can remember driving instructor, he'd put AM radio on. We'd hear, as we're doing our class after school, driving around town, listening to these reports, Desert Storm, Kuwait, reporters in Kuwait. But that's 27 years ago. So, yeah, anyway, blew my mind. And so, us Gen X, we're middle-aged. No doubt about it. Parents are old, retired, dying. We got kids now. Our kids are young, growing up, talking back. We're right in the middle of it. That's a little bit tough to swallow sometimes. But we're in the thick of life. This is middle age, supposed to be the best part of your life. So, and I definitely feel like middle age now is way better than middle age for our parents. And realistically, I think Gen X, we are the best generation. And I know I say that because I'm very impartial, or very partial to it, because I am it. But think about this. Our parents, they grew up time, all the freedom in the world, none of the technology. Our kids, they're growing up in the time of the world, all the technology in the world, none of the freedom. We grew up at that crossroads. We had all the freedom still, or a lot of the freedom, and we were there for the technology to start showing up. Well, Nintendo Game Boys, Nintendo computers, Atari, all that technology, CDs, VCR, remote control, things that were cool. And, well, that's Gen X. Reflective part of life. So, here we are. And what's this, you might ask? This is a cassette recorder. Actually, kids these days, younger kids, they actually probably know what a cassette player is, at least, because of Guardians of the Galaxy and Peter Quill character bringing back that Sony Walkman player. Still remember that Christmas I got mine. So anyways, I had to dig up some stuff to do a tape cast. Luckily my mom, over the years, she's kept a lot of old crap of mine, and hers, and my sister's, and my dad's. So I actually asked her, I said, "Hey Mom, do you have I'm looking for a tape player, well, tape recorder." And she actually had a couple stashed away, smaller Walkman, two actually just players. One didn't work. One worked, it's only player. She'd have one recorder, but it was dead, wouldn't play. So I had to hunt down this thing. Realistic, man, that was just code name for Radio Shack, which, back in the day, like, I don't know, Radio Shack. I loved going to Radio Shack, Christmas catalog. Man, I remember looking through that. I remember I got my first RC car in the 80s from Radio Shack. But let's be real. This is probably their last year around. They're pretty much, all these businesses, Kmart, JCPenney, Sears. For me as a kid, those were like, there was just different world we were in. So anyways, found this realistic cassette recorder. Had to go find some tapes. Found these tapes at Goodwill. Cost me 16 cents. They were 10 cents each, but One of them was on half price, so it was 16 cents. So Kenny G, and what's funny is the of course you have to tape this. For you young kids, you got to don't even try this at home. You got to tape this first, so that's how you try it at home. And I've never heard of this guy, Feinstein, but hey, Bezalel Gables, I found your tape. P.O. Box 152, Chatham, New York, 12037. So anyways, I'm actually recording on the Feinstein tape, mainly because that tape's clear. I remember as a kid, the clear tapes just seemed cooler than these white ones. I actually don't know what the quality is of these. I'm going to have to look it up, because this Kenny G tape's BASF Chrome 120-minute EQ, so I think, I'm trying to remember, like, there was different levels and grades of tapes. But, in any case, here I am, Gen X Redux TapeCast, #1, and join along if you want a trip into the past of Gen X.